Okay, these notes are number 13, evaluating functions. Okay, so now, the first thing, when it says evaluating functions, that simply means that you're going to replace the x value with a given value. So they will tell you what x is going to equal now. Okay, so all you're going to do is plug in the given value for x, which is what we have been doing when you are checking to see if something is a solution or not. Okay, so now we are evaluating it for a certain value of x. We're going to choose that value and plug it in. Now for the following functions, find, you read this as f of 2, okay, and f of negative 3. So the parenthesis, you use the word of to represent that. So f of 2 and f of negative 3. Now if you look at the initial function, it's f of x. Okay, that is simply another way of writing y equals x plus 7. Okay, so f of x, which is right here, this f parenthesis x, you read that as f of x, but it means the same thing as y. So I want to find f of 2. So if you notice, the x that was originally there is replaced with a 2. So f of 2 simply means that everywhere you see an x, you're replacing it with a 2. So 2 plus 7 is 9. So your answer is f of 2 equals 9. Then we want to do the same thing using that same exact function, but we're evaluating it for the value of negative 3. Okay, so f of negative 3 means that I'm replacing the x with a negative 3. So negative 3 plus 7 is a positive 4. So your answer is that f of negative 3 equals 4. Now, second example, okay, same kind of setup. F of x equals x squared. Okay. We're still finding f of 2 and f of negative 3. We just have a different function now that we're plugging it into. So f of 2. Now remember, you need to be wrapping these numbers in parentheses because of that exponent. So I have 2 in parentheses squared equals 2 squared is 4. Okay, so in this case, f of 2 equals 4. Now, f of negative 3, and again, because it is raised to an exponent, you need parentheses. So negative 3 has to go in parentheses, square that value, and remember the squared goes on the outside of the parentheses. Right? Only the number that you're plugging in goes on the inside of those parentheses. So negative 3 squared equals 9. So your final answer is f of 3 equals 9 for that one. Okay, a few more examples. So for these two functions in part C and part D, we are evaluating for find h of 2 and h of negative 3. Right? All that means is in our function of h, which is what we have here, h of x, equals the absolute value of x minus 5. Okay, so I have two different problems that I'm solving. The first one is figuring out what is h of 2. That means anywhere there was an x in this initial function, I am replacing it with a 2. So f of 2 equals the absolute value of 2 minus 5. I replace that x with a 2. Now, 2 minus 5 in absolute values, you have to simplify what's inside of there first. Okay, so 2 minus 5 first becomes a negative 3. Now this is down to a 1 value inside the absolute value bars. Now you take the absolute value. Okay, remember, absolute value is simply a number's distance from 0. So after you're done evaluating, which we did, 2 minus 5 gave us negative 3, this value inside of here, that absolute value, is going to turn it positive. Okay? This negative 3's distance from 0 is positive 3. So my final answer is 3. Okay, now I want to do a whole separate problem, but I'm going to evaluate for negative 3 as my x value. Okay? Same initial function, absolute value of x minus 5. So negative 3 minus 5. Negative 3 minus 5 is a negative 8. Now you can take the absolute value. So the absolute value of negative 8 is positive 8. So that's your final answer. All right, two more. So I have a different function, h of x. Okay, is now equal to x squared plus 3x minus 1. Okay, so here's my function, and I'm going to evaluate it for 2, and then I'm going to evaluate it for negative 3. So these are two separate problems. Okay, f of 2. So I'm going to plug that in. I'm using parentheses because I have it raised to an exponent. So 2 squared plus 3 times x, so that becomes 3 times 2. Then you bring down your minus 1. Okay, so make sure you're using everything that was initially there. This is my x squared plus my 3x minus 1. Okay, now you have to follow order of operations. So 2 squared becomes 4. 3 times 2, that multiplication you have to do next, becomes 6, and then your minus 1. Okay, now you have only addition and subtraction left, so you do that from left to right. So 4 plus 6 is 10, minus 1 is 9. So your final answer is 9. Now I'm taking that same function, that same h of x, but now I'm finding h of negative 3. Right? And these should both say h. All 4 of these should say h. Right? This should be h of 2, h of negative 3, h of 2, h of negative 3. Right? Because it has to match the actual function. It doesn't matter what this variable is. This h of x, it could be anything of x, but then it has to match it down here. So these should both be h's. So h of negative 3, again, it's negative 3 squared. So I'm just following my initial function. X squared becomes negative 3 squared. Plus 3x becomes plus 3 times negative 3, and then minus 1. Okay? Following order of operations, negative 3 squared. Make sure you're using parentheses. That becomes a positive 9. 3 times negative 3 becomes a negative 9. So we have 9 minus 9 now, and then your minus 1. Okay? 9 minus 9 is 0. Minus 1 is negative 1. So your final answer is a negative 1. Okay? So those first 4 examples were from an actual equation, from a function that you were evaluating. So you're simply plugging in the given x value into your equation. Okay? And you're evaluating it, so you're simplifying it to see what does it actually equal. That's your goal, is to figure out what does it equal when you plug that value in. Okay? Now, the bottom 2 here are function values from a graph. Okay? So it's the same initial process, okay? But I'm looking at a graph to find my answer, to find my y value. So the function values are the y coordinates of a point. That's what I'm solving for. That's what I was solving for in these initial values. Okay? I was solving for what is the y value if the x value is given to me. Okay? So we want to locate the y value on the graph that corresponds to the given x value. So remember, the value they give you is your x value. What you are finding is the y value of the point. So if my x value is a negative 2, f of negative 2, okay, you go to your x value of negative 2, which remember is your horizontal axis, so I go over to negative 2, okay, and the y value of that point is the whole way up here at positive 7, so my answer is 7. Okay? All you're doing is figuring out what that ordered pair is. Negative 2, comma, what? And in this case, it's 7. So now my next one is f of 9. So it's asking me if my x value is 9, what is my y value? So I go to the x value of 9, and I find my point that falls on that x value, and that is at positive 5. So my answer is 5. Okay. Same thing here, f of negative 5. That means if my x value is negative 5, what is my y value? Well, at negative 5, I have a point that crosses right there, so that y value is 0. This point is negative 5, comma, 0. Then x value of 2. So if I go over to 2, my y value is at a positive 1. Okay. Then the final one, f of 0. So I'm at the origin for my x value. Where is the y value for this point? It is at positive 4. Now if I look at this graph, okay, it looks a little bit different than my initial one, okay, but it's not much different. A closed-in dot means that the point is actually there. Okay, so if it is colored in, that means that the point is there. If it's an open circle, which means it's not covered in, that means the point is not actually there. Okay. So a colored in dot means that it is there. An open dot means that it is not there. It doesn't actually count as a point. So f of negative 1. Okay, so this is the same process what we were doing on this graph. Okay, this is my x value of negative 1. It's asking me what is the y value. So if the x value is negative 1, that's right here. Now if you look, I have 2 points on that x value. But this first one is an open circle. That means that point is not actually there. Okay? I need the closed-in dot. That's going to be at positive 2. Okay? So if my x value is a negative 1, My y value is at positive 2 because that's where my closed circle is. So my answer is 2. Now f of 4. Okay, so f of 4 means that my x value is 4. Where is the y value? And I have a point right here. Right? It's not on a line, and that's okay. I have a closed-in point at the y value of 1. Now you'll notice you do also have a point at positive 2, but it's an open point. Okay? So it's not actually there, so that does not count as my answer for this. Okay? So f of 1 equals 3. My x value is a positive 1. Right? X value is 1. Where is the y value? It is at positive 3. Right? Because that's a closed-in dot. Then the last one, f of 2. Okay? So if I go to my x value of 2, well, I have an open circle here, so that doesn't count as my answer. And my only other point on this x value is also an open point. So neither of those are my answer. Okay? There is no closed points on the x value of 2, so my answer is undefined. Because there is no y value that is associated with the x value of 2. So it is undefined. All right, another example of that graph. So f of negative 2. Right, so the x value is negative 2. Right, so I go over, my y value is a positive 1. Then f of 1, so my x value is a 1. I need to figure out where the y value is. So that is at a positive 2. I have a closed-in circle. At f of 0, so my x value is 0. Right? If I go to my origin, then I do have a closed-in dot at the y value of 0 as well. So my answer is 0. F of 3. Right? So I go to my x value of 3. Where do I have a point? And that is going to be right here at the y value of 1. F of 2. So if I go to f of 2, my x value of 2, okay, I have an open point at the y value of 1, so that doesn't count. And then I also have another open point at the y value of negative 1. Since those are both open and I have nothing else that falls on this x value, my answer is undefined. Then same thing for f of 4. Okay, so f of 4 means my x value of 4. Well, the only point at the x value of 4 is up here at 2, and it's an open point. So it doesn't count as my answer. It's not actually there. So my answer is simply undefined. Okay. Now we have 3 sets of word problems here. Those are going to be on a separate video, so I will do that next. It'll be part 2. Okay, so this is part 1, which covers from a graph and from an actual given function. Okay, so again, this is concept number 13. You're evaluating functions. From the actual function, you're simply plugging in the given value for your variable. From a graph, you're matching up the y value to the given x value. Okay, and in the next video, we will look at the word problems.